Guys, are you ready for the track selection?
Yeah.
In 3,
No.
in 2,
No.
in
No.
1, it is... Oh no, we've already done that.
China.
Right.
China.
I mean, I'd happily do China again, but right, okay. Let's try again. In 3,
So would
in
I.
2,
3 minutes
in
23,
1,
that's-
go. It's Great Britain.
Yes!
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 Woo! It is Silverstone.
Pepsi, stop
Unbelievable
sharing
scenes.
photos with me, I don't care.
Well qualified.
There we go.
Hi guys, how you doing? Welcome back to the Noob Journey. This week we are in Britain, Silverstone. Not one of my best tracks if I'm honest. When I saw this come up I was a bit hesitant. I'm not sure how I was going to do around here because I know some of the guys have put some laps in around here and they were relatively quick. For me this was a bit of a shock. I wasn't expecting this track this week. But obviously since the random tracks now anything can happen. So I was on my toes a bit if I'm honest. Before we get into the video, I'd just like to say thank you very much for all the support on the last couple of videos. The Noob Journey videos especially have gone down very well, and I'm very thankful for that. As you see me in the garage loading my setup, a few of the guys were asking what setup I was running, so I thought I might as well show it to you, as it just makes it easier, as I don't have to answer about 5 questions every single race. So Britain, I mean, like I said before, I'm not sure how I felt about it. Pepsi Max especially, I know was very strong around here, which to me, it doesn't surprise me. I know Pepsi's quick, he's been quite unfortunate the last few races, but a quick flashback to Spa, kind of after Corrigan pushed me across the finish line, I knew I had to get some pace from somewhere because a lot of the guys have been catching me up, and yeah, so that's got me on edge. It's not going to be as easy now as we push on to quali here. As you can see on our, we tried a lap, did our out lap, tried one lap, cut a corner, so that got invalidated. As we are back out now, coming around the final sector, fired a couple of corners. Namau was retired, so I'm not sure what happened to him, but that's in quali and he hasn't even got a lap in yet. We know he's a bit of a crazy driver. Some of the guys in the group chat that we have are a bit almost scared whenever he comes around the corner. You've probably noticed it from Master's video and Cause's video. As soon as he comes anywhere near us, we're just like shit and just abandon whatever we're trying to do just so we don't get hit. Causer kindly runs off the track here because he knows we're on our fast lap. He's in P10 currently, and that's very good for him, as we're currently down on our fastest lap, but we're still going purple. So currently we're set for P1, which is be the first pole of the season for us so far. Is that a banana in the sand? Let's have a look. No, it's not. It's a Ferrari Twixie there in the sand on the qualifying lap. We're coming up to this sweeping right-hander 100-metre board, down to 7th. Left the power a little bit too much there as we're approaching Maggots and Beckett's. Clipping the apex there, hitting the apex there. Down 3 gears to 5th, really swing it in. Down to 4th, Caboose is all over the shop, but he lets us pass, and obviously not getting in our way into the DRS zone. Basically like an automatic DRS turn on there for us. As we're coming up to the line, we're actually massively green on our last lap, which is good. Oh, that one corner we probably messed up huge the last time round as we come across the final corners now. I don't know where we're actually going to qualify, we'll find out momentarily. Around the last hander, clipping the apex, nice, losing the back end a little bit, and that is P3. Currently P3, our fastest lap with a 1:35.9. As we have a look at the grid after quali, as you can see, we dropped down to 4th. It's Teak, Quickshare, Master and Pepsi have pipped us there for 1st, 2nd and 3rd on the grid. I will take 4th after recent qualifying. You know, I've been 7th, 8th, 9th. It's good to be back up. So we get on the grid now. looking at the strategy, it's going to rain. That's it. It's another wet race. Britain, typical for rain, but Matt does do 2 stints of dynamic, so that's probably why we do get more rain than you would expect. It's rained every race, from what I can remember. It might not have rained in China. Obviously, the race I don't finish and it doesn't rain. So I've got to keep my eye out for that, I suppose. We get on the formation lap. Do we make it round the formation lap? That's the question. I think a lot of the other guys who record these, they don't get round the formation laps. Pepsi just speared straight off into the wall. That's him straight on the grid. Straight back on the grid. Had DCFC all the way from 13th. Just spins out in front of us. This is the formation lap. So I believe if we finish above Master in this race, we actually go above him in the standings, which puts us second behind Teak. And I mean, it's getting very close to the top now. Teak is not winning as many races, or he's not winning by a massive margin every single race, which bodes well for the guys like me and Cho and Corrigan behind him, who are quick enough to win races, but we just have so many issues. Obviously, I don't get many penalties as such. I'm relatively consistent. It's just the one lap pace. If I could get on pole, I could reckon I could lead from the front, especially in the track like Monaco or Singapore, where speed's not exactly key, and if you're consistent, you're more likely to finish the race. So, I mean, let's just hope next couple of races we get some of the street circuits. Although, I do believe Monaco is going to be held until last, where it's going to be a full damage, full wet. Basically no one's going to finish apart from the odd few. I think that will be a very good race. I think we'll have a shock winner there. I think it's like something like triple points as well. So if it goes down to the wire, me and T, or even Cho, I mean, we're only in like race 7, something like that. I mean, literally anything could happen in a track like Monaco or Singapore or even Baku. Baku's scary for me. I haven't really done much practice around Baku, as we line up onto the grid here for the formation lap. Crawling round. So see how many cars are on the grid. That's Factual, Diard, Haz, and Teak, Cho, and Pepsi in front of me. Strategy into turn 1. There was a lot of talk about this pre-race in the pre-race lobby. No one was really sure how to take it. My plan, I don't talk in game chat. I like to focus the mind before I get into the race per se. But I was thinking, if I just want to avoid all the shit that's going to happen at turn 1, if I can get around all that stuff that's going to happen at turn 1, I will be safe for the rest of the race. It's very hard to hit each other here as we load in to the race. Now, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And we are underway here in Great Britain for the British Grand Prix as Cho gets an awful start and we have to slam the brakes on to get past him. That lets Corrigan round the outside. Got someone battling up the inside as well. We just avoided a little collision with Corrigan as we've had to massively slow down. We're into 6th. Jamie August having a look. Apparently legal overtake. Same car, same corner really. First corner. Same as in Spa. We had to hand positions back to Jamie August. He's absolutely flying through the pack. Loses the back end of it there. We tried to go around the outside. He shuts the door on us. We get a better exit coming out of this corner, getting the slipstream, going to Rich. He's just there for the taking now. He's like a sitting duck. Break the 100-metre board. He breaks way too late and locks up massively, showing that he, I mean, no offence to the guy, kind of shows he shouldn't be up here. Obviously anything could happen in these races, but obviously the guys in front made the corner. It looks like Pepsi's all the way down in 4th now from the leader from P1. So not a great start for him actually. He's usually very well. He said he was very quick around Silverstone. The fact that he's down to 4th in 1 lap, pretty bad. But those guys in front are really tussling there. I'm glad I'm sitting back here and not watching that as we go through Maggots and Beckett's. Take that nicely. Is that a banana? That is Corrigan who's gone off. He must have had a bit of a accident there with Pepsi or Teak. As we're looking on the back of Pepsi now as we go quickest in sector 2. On the back of Pepsi, can we catch him with the slipstream before the last sector? No, we don't. Breaking the 100-metre ball all the way down to 4th gear, even to 3rd. Now making sure we get around that corner fine. As you can see already on lap 1, the clouds are already pretty dark, showing that rain's soon. And I remember I was on the radio to Jeff throughout the race before it started raining, begging him to tell me more about the weather. A lot of the other guys have started on mediums. I've only really just noticed that a lot of guys qualified on the mediums and we qualified on the softs. So they're showing their superior pace over us here. As Jeff wants us to change strategy, I think we're going to stick with lap 4. We knew it was going to rain. We weren't going to pit in now for the mediums, as there's already droplets coming down on the track on lap 3 in sector 1. Look at the minimap there. It looks like Courses has had a bit of an incident. He's right at the back of the pack now, as Pepsi's pulled out a 3-second gap to us, and we're 4 seconds for the Corrigan. As it looks like Teek's ran a bit wide. Teek Quick Share, the championship leader, has ran wide going into the right-hander. He has awful traction cut out the corner, wheel spin everywhere. He's there for the taking. A bit more wheel spin. He's almost going sideways there. He sweeps out the way, and that's us in onto the podium in P3 on lap 3. So we are, as a group of leaders, us 5, us 4 now. Corrigan's dropped back a bit. We are pulling away from the rest of the pack. But the rain's really coming down now as we were massively wide there. Exceed track limits. Go off again, but Teek follows us off. He just cuts the corner completely. We slide up the back end completely as Teek loses it as well. It's definitely time to come into Winters at the end of this lap, as it looks like we're going to take Teek. Yeah, Teek's he's given us that place. He knows that we were going to get the superior traction off that corner because we weren't in the grass. Braking just before the 100 metre to make sure I can get around the corners. We just make it in 3rd gear. Swooping in, coming into the pits. DRS has been disabled, which shows it is wet weather. Coming for the braking line here. I just got in again. I'm getting flashbacks to what track was it? It was Spain, where Teek came in right behind us. And Spa, I think he was pretty close behind us in Spa. It seems to be a trend in all these races now that Teek ends up going right behind us. You remember last time he was this close, he jumped us in the pits. Can our pit crew do us a solid and get us out before him onto the inters? And we get our 2.1 second stop, and we have actually pulled a little bit of a gap open on Teek there. So the Merc pit crew clearly letting Teek down and letting us go in front, as it looks like Cho is taking the lead. He looks like Cho's in P1, so he must have had an amazing pit stop there to get that far in front. Either that or he's still on dries, and if he's still on dries, that's his race pretty much over. And if you're in first, I mean, you pretty much, if you're in the rain and in first and you've got this size of gap here, he'd pretty much won the race. Only something catastrophic has happened. His causes in the pits, pitting for inters. He's not having a great race. He's almost plumb last. Doesn't surprise me. Bless him, but going into the final sector, it looks like Cho has come into the pits and pit for inters finally. So he must have stayed out on dries again, because he has lost so much time to me now. As it looks like we're going to pip him just coming out of the pits, as the pit lane in Britain is relatively long compared to other races on the calendar. We're running a little bit wide there. And we got a penalty. Great. So Mr. Consistent, who never gets any penalties, apparently he does. I'm not Superman, and I do get penalties. So we cut onto the end of lap 5 now. Check the minimap. We've got a good gap to Cho behind us. It's actually Corrigan as Cho goes into the pit, so I don't know what happened to him. He must have a time penalty or a drive-through, something like that. I'm not entirely sure. But it looks like Corrigan's behind us now, and this is where the battle huts up. Flashbacks to Spa. We had a little bit of a chat on Twitter, actually, me and Corrigan, about that race, and almost nearly started a new rivalry, which you may see in the next race. But currently, as it stands, we are a few places in front of him in the championship. But in terms of off track, I've got to say, me and Corrigan do get a bit feisty, as he is now breathing down our neck. We are easy pickings for him now. Britain obviously being not my strongest track. We've got another time penalty. So I saw him coming, I was squirming all over the place. So we've now got 6 seconds of penalties, which is I believe it's a new record for us. We usually only get 1, or most races we don't even get any. And Corrigan's getting really feisty now as those proximity arrows get bigger. And we drift it round that left-hander there. That is very, very stylish from us. If we don't get any style points for that come the end of the season, I will be shocked. Breaking it 100 metres, but again, flinging it in. We are 8 seconds behind Pepsi now, and Corrigan is inside that 1 second. I know he hasn't got DRS, but the slipstream in the wet is basically DRS. You go just as quick when you're using either. As Corrigan's looking very feisty now, is he going to get us coming in to the old start finish right? No, Corrigan's binned it into the wall. That's Corrigan out. No, not out, but out of the race with me. That is a real shock. Oh, wait, I after this race we did have a little bit of a chat, and he reckoned he did have me. Obviously it's different in my eyes. I feel like I could have defended relatively well. I am good in the rain, but mix a bad track with something that you're good at. Like me, I'm all right driving in the rain. Not brilliant as you can see, but a lot of the other guys really struggle in the wet. I'm kind of neutral. Obviously I absolutely despise this track, even though it is my home Grand Prix. And it is quite an easy track to drive, but every F1 game I really struggle with it. As we are on the back of Twixie now in 12th place in that Ferrari, he's just going to let us pass. He's a good lad. Pepsi now 9 seconds in front as we come on to the end of lap 11 now. Gap's closed down by a second to Pepsi. It's now 8 seconds and the gap has increased to Teague. And my main aim now, I wasn't really pushing to get Pepsi. Although you would think, obviously with 6 seconds of penalties, I wanted to make sure that Teague wouldn't be able to overtake us through us having penalties and him not having any. Coming into the final corner now, we really screwed that up. I was really trying to push. I had to make 8 tenths. That was it. That's nothing to stay in second. And I know when Teak wants to pull it out of the bag, he will pull it out of the bag and he will charge fully. He's absolutely merciless in that sense, that he will just keep going and going until he gets you. I just see the dry line forming on the track now. I'm trying to stick to that as best I can, but it's not going to be easy. So I'm losing the back end again. And this weather is just disgusting. More rain every single race. I reckon if this race got a few laps longer, we would have definitely have had full wet conditions. So we come on to the final lap of the race now. Lap 13 of 13, 7 seconds to Pepsi, 5 seconds to Teague. I think Teague's going to get us here. So it is looking like a P3, and unfortunately Teague's most likely going to finish above us here as Corsa comes out of the pits again. He has had an awful race at Britain. We were expecting at least to get, I mean, it would have been nice at the home Grand Prix for the team and both the drivers to get in the points, but obviously my teammate, I mean, he does do the job, but I mean, I can't really say anything without hurting his feelings. So I'm just gonna say he's doing a good job as a second driver. Definitely not equal status for sure. So we lose the back end a bit coming out of that corner, but Corsa has had a horrible race. Mostly I hope to see improvement for whatever track we get next, because we could really do with some constructors points. More back is in pieces now. They started to call me hunchback and carrying this team so much. But the constructors doesn't matter as much as the drivers. The drivers is the most important thing. It looks like Pepsi's going to win this race. And it looks like we're going to finish second. As we lose the back a little bit there, you could tell we were really struggling. It was getting wetter and wetter. But on the last lap, I'm just trying to bring it home. I think Teague made a little accident as well, as he's now 6 seconds behind us. So if we can hold it together for the last few corners, come into the corner here, clip it a little bit. I mean, it's looking good, and we're not going to make any more mistakes. I think we've got the 6 second gap to Teague sorted, so we should be alright in that sense. Coming across the last few corners here, are we going to take second place as Pepsi Max wins, and congratulations to him. I think that is his first win of the season. Just come across the line. That's second place again, that's all I can say. Having a look at the results, Pepsi in first, us in second, Teague in third. We actually, in the end, he actually got 2 penalties as well. He got 6 seconds worth of penalties, so it would have been safe. However, the race had finished as Cho gets 4th after pitting, well, staying out on the dries. Got Die Hard in 5th, Corrigan 6th. Unfortunate for him, pushed a bit too hard to try and catch him over in. That's what cost him the race. Well, cost him the podium. Down in 6th, Reggie Bear, another solid result for him in 7th. Frobo in 9th, which is very good for him, but I know he wasn't in his car the whole race, as Reese gets 8th, and Namau in 10th to round off the grid. That has been the British Grand Prix. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you all next time.